Okay, so I'm back. It's been a long time since I posted a video. I mean, long time. I think like over a month or so, a month and a half or whatever. But I'm finally back. Just wanted to, uh, just wanted to recover the money that I had lost. I'm coming back from a over 2 month drawdown, as you can see here. It's been a $16,500 drawdown, and I finally today made it all the way back. So yeah, today was a decent day. I underperformed in my opinion, but it's a decent day. I made 2,500 bucks. I could have done better, to be honest, but yeah, it is what it is. So finally, the day that I made the money back that I lost. As you can see here, April 5th, I was up $57,000. This is since November when I really started to, have more success and really get into my zone and my strategies and yada yada. Obviously, trying to improve all the time and stuff. But yeah, so let's go back. If you want, we can go back and my stats have taken a hit, considerable hit, but I'm back on track. So April 4th, as you can see here, okay, April 5th, I was up $57,000 for the year. I had an average daily gain of 567. Oopsie. My profit factor was 160. Good. Not great, good. Now, I took a big hit. I lost $10,000 in April. As you can see here in April, I ended up losing $10,000 or whatever. Let's see. I lost $10,000 in April. I mean, it was really just due to one day. I lost $6,800 in this day. Then May, I lost a little bit of more money. Right, in May, I lost $3,700, and then the first day of June, I lost $2,000. So that put me, in a rough spot. That put me down $1,600, 16,000. Sorry. So it was a big hit for me. Big hit, as you can see here. I was, since November, steadily climbing up. Okay, a little bit of a drawdown here, but steady climb up. And then I had this in 4 days. I lost $9,000. I made a lot of it back, and then I just had a massive down day, and I just couldn't get myself up all the way here until June 1st, which was my my peak. And then I just slowly but surely composed myself, went back to my strategies, and dug deep and went back to all the things that got me all the way up here. And I'm proud to yeah, I am proud, man. I am proud of coming back and making back the money. So there's things that I still have to do better, and I really ask myself. I really wanna. I ask myself of much. It's tough to compare, and you shouldn't compare. I haven't been not even 1 year actively trading, and really like finding my own way and stuff. But I know I could do better, and you know, if I'm being honest with myself, I should put more work in. Um, I really like going to the gym. I like going to jujitsu. I like doing other things, rather than I don't want to be all day chained to my desk. One of the things of trading that I like about trading is I have a lot of freedom to do whatever I want. Right, I have no boss, and nobody tells me what to do, when to do it. So I really like, yeah, I don't want to be all day here. But the problem is sometimes I don't produce as much money that I would, so that I would like to in that sense. Obviously, we'll want more, but I'm in that space of being patient and being patient with myself, not being too hard on myself, and trying to put more work in, right? So, reason for the drawdown is dealing with a lot of problems. To be honest, I read this. I read the great book of Dr. Steenbarger, The Psychology of Day Trading. It's a tremendous book, really, really good book. I couldn't recommend it more, because I really needed something to put me back in and really realize like, hey, well, what is going on? And I obviously know what's going on. I have my mom dealing with stage 4 cancer. I had my girlfriend at the time where I was really in love with this girl, and I'm not gonna go into the whole story of what happened, but at the end of the day, she kind of like ended up cheating on me, kind of broken up, and that's what really set me off for this big losing streak. This 2 month drawdown where I just couldn't pull it together. Dealing with my mom's illness, and then with it's fine. I'm 26. Just turned 26 4 days ago, so it's not a big deal. I mean, the breaking up and stuff. It's you know whatever. It was not the best way, I guess, but yeah, that really hit me hard, and I just couldn't. It was around this time, so around like the 25th, 26th. That's when she kind of broke the news, and I had a little bit more of a few days here, but still it was like figuring out. It's still that process, and then after here, it was like fuck, dude, like wow. I'm not gonna go in all of these. It's just more than just oh yeah, like cheat on. I mean, she made out with somebody else, yada yada, and then whatever. But that really fucking yeah, it affected me. It really put me in a kind of like in a depressive, which I'm still dealing with. I'm not out of the woods with, with being overly, thrilled or happy. Obviously, dealing with issues with my mom and not exactly where I want to be, in my life and stuff. But yeah, it really affected me. It was really really tough. So it was the whole month of April and May, just giving back money, not knowing. Uh, I mean, knowing why, but it's just a wreck. Why am I gonna beat around the bush? And I found I knew I know I have profitable strategies at this point. Can it be better? Obviously, we're all trying to get better as athletes. This is a performance endeavor, performance job, whatever you want to call it. So we can always do better. I want to do better. There's people that make $20,000 in a day or $10,000 in a day. So I can always do better. That's where I want to be. That's where I am going to be in the future. I want the future to be now, right? So whatever the case may be is that I have strategies to improve themselves. Why? Because hey, as you can see here from November, this has been steadily going up. And this was exactly the moment that's coincided. Like, my mom's weakness, and I lost the support that I thought I had, which meant a lot for me. And I was just off the rails. And again, if you are dealing with some issues, or if you want to learn more about performance mindset, I mean, there are tons of books out there. But I highly recommend Dr. Steenbarger, Dr. Steenbarger's book. I mean, I did audiobook version of the Day Trading Coach a few years ago, and I knew I needed like something to really, you know, get me back in the zone. Get me back to being focused, getting back to all that stuff. And yeah, the book is amazing. Also a really really amazing thing that I've done is going back to jiu-jitsu again. Academies in New York. So I live in New York City, right? So my academy was closed. Getting back to it was really tremendous. Um, it's kind of like it was my passion before trading. Now it's more of a hobby. Still want to compete and stuff again. But yeah, being focused there. What I realize is that you have to be in the zone when you're trading, and you cannot do it every day. But you have to be in the zone. You have to be focused, and something that really helped me is jiu-jitsu. Because it's an outlet of really burning obviously calories. Yeah, but it's like burning you know negative energy to a certain degree. And one thing that I really like in jiu-jitsu is we spar a lot, right? And when you're sparring, you have to be in the moment, because if not, you're gonna get tapped out, you're gonna get beat up, all that stuff. So it is like 30, 45 minutes a day where you're absolutely completely in the zone and focused. And I realized like, hey, I have to bring that again to trading. I have to, because sometimes I'm just thinking about this or that before. I have to get back to that, and that's been like one of the things that is expressed in the book, and also explained of many of the reasons why I had this drawdown. Why dealing with breakup, dealing with hardship, dealing with certain things. Like you have to be in in a good mindset. We see that with athletes all the time. So really, really, it's been an exploration point for me, and a growing point in these past couple of months, and really good because I was able to make back all the money that I lost, right? So I'm really, really happy. I finally did it today. July 12th. So from April 5th to July 12th, 2 months and a week. So 9 weeks of dealing with being in a drawdown, and I'm finally out of it. So it's a good learning experience, good learning curve, and let's see. I mean, okay, so more or less, let's see what happens. So I was coming into March. I This March was my best month, and that sometimes happens too. After having your best month, you're gonna have your losing months too. So I made like $19,000 in this month, and then I lost $10,000 in April. As you can see here, I started whatever, and then I had this fucking barrage of I didn't have three losing trades, straight losing days, since November. Okay, two here, January, a couple of 3 days here, whatever. But they had four really bad losing days, and then I lost like $9,000 in this stretch, kind of 8,000, 9, 7, 8. I don't know if it's 7, 8, 9. And then I had this stretch of coming back and making a lot of money back, and then I had this huge, terrible day. Was talking to my mom on the phone, whatever. And then I had this another bad. I came back a little bit better, lost a lot, and then May. Still, I couldn't pull it together. A few bad losing days, and then June started, and again, June was devastating first day, but I happened to make it a little bit back and put some decent days, I guess. I made $11,000 in June, and now we're starting in July with I'm up. What is it, like 4,000, 5,000 bucks in July? What is it? Um, I'm up, okay, $4,000. It's profit factor, as you can see, not the best, 150. So even though I'm up 2,100 bucks, it's not the best because I started really bad one day. I was almost about to lose like $4,000 one day, and I ended up losing only 1,100 bucks. As you can, here I almost lost like 4,300 bucks. Big mistakes, but whatever. Let's go to today, right? So today, as you can see, I made 2,600 bucks, right? 2,500 bucks, 2,600 bucks. And how did I do it? Well, SPCE was my biggest winner, pretty much. Yeah, not my only winner, but my biggest winner. Obviously, that's where I made most of my money. So I went short for 1 minute opening range breakdown. What did I like about this trade is in the pre-market. Okay, it was above R5, and then I couldn't really hold R5. Hit the VWAP here, so you can see it's clearly in a downtrend, right? At this moment, and here, I was looking at it for an R4 to R5 breakout. If it could get above R4, but as you can see here, it hit R4, then it almost hit it here, and I had a big gap down. But I had a big failure in the last 3 minutes before the market opened. So I really was looking at it like, okay, this is it's a sign for weakness, and it went up. It couldn't hold. Perfect 1 minute opening range breakdown candle, and I went short 1,000 shares. I would have liked to go more than 1,000 shares, but because of my buying power, I cannot go short 2,000 shares. So it's a big shame. So I went short 1,000 shares at 49.65. So that's right before the daily open, this white line daily open. So daily open breakdown. And, I did leave money on the table. I did. I mean, I wanted to, I should have left it a little bit longer. Yes. But I wanted to take the partials at L4 because sometimes this is L4 right over here. It's a good bounce point, right? So it's because I got it right before SPCE got halted. So I covered a little bit at 47.53. So that's like right over here, and then 46.98. So that's right, pretty much right over here at L4, and then it came down and it got halted around here. So that sucked. That really sucked because was like 3 more minutes, 4 more minutes, and another $2,000. So, it is what it is. Now, even made a new low here. It is what it is, you know. Bit disappointed, but what can you do? Then my second trade was a little bit of a mess, and it was I got it right, but I didn't get it right at the point that I should have been right, and then I got a little bit panicky and whatever. So I saw a little bit of weakness here. I saw on the 5 minute chart the 9 EMA was pretty far away on the 5 minutes, so I thought, hey, it's gonna probably rebound. I already saw like PLTR breaking down, XPET breaking down, AMD breaking down. So I was like, okay, NIO is the next one that's gonna break down. So I went short 2,000 shares in the NIO at 46.30. Right, so yeah, 46.30. I went here. As you can see, 2,000 shares short. I mean, it's not that bad, but I went here. You know, too early. Too early. I went for it at 9:35. This is 9:34, 9:35. So right over here, and this thing just really went against me. You know, it went against me, and I got stopped out. I was moving. I wanted to give it more room because I just saw weakness. You know, I really saw weakness on the tape, even though it was gapping up. I saw weakness. So I got out at 46.82. I didn't have time to. I got out at the higher day pretty much, man. Higher day was. I got fucking out at. Oh my god. At 46.82. So literally, I was trying to move my stop losses because I have Orderson's order on the chart. So I was trying to move my stop losses point, and I did that, and then it came down, and I decided to exit the rest at 46.58. I know I was seeing weakness on the tape, but I didn't want to put myself in a bad position. I already made like 2,400 bucks in SPCE, and I'm seeing my profits go away, and I'm like, dude, fuck, what are you doing? It's not the best entry. I saw this hammer here. You should never enter in the hammer. I'm jumping the gun. I'm like, fuck, man, why are you doing this, Marco? So I covered 46.58, and then I went in again, short 2,000 shares. So the thing dropped down. I'm like, oh my god, fuck me, dude. It's dropping down. I knew it was gonna drop down. I went in. I covered really quickly. Didn't like it because I didn't. I got in 46.30, and now I'm in 46.14. Worst price, but I cannot, ignore the fact that it is coming down. So I went short again. Another 2,000 shares, 46.07 for the break of the daily open. And again, I'm really disappointed in myself because I allowed myself to get into a bad mindset again. Into the entering covering, which I keep having the habit of making. Right, so I was triggered. I got stopped out here. Trying to get the money back. The setup that I initially wanted is happening. So a little bit of a mess. So I go short 2,000 shares, cover at 45.93. So really, just when the daily open happened, and how much money I left on the table? Well, a lot. Even if I would have gotten at 46.07, I left a lot of money on the table. So that was disappointing. But got into PLTR. Why did I get into PLTR then? I went short 3,000 shares in PLTR. One, two, and three. As you can see here. Yeah, one, two, three. I don't know why it's so messy, why it doesn't really show up. I went short 3,000 shares. I got stopped out at the early 43.21. I didn't want to give it much more room. It was a daily open short. As you can see here, it broke down, came above the daily, try to retest the daily open, and if I knew if it's not gonna break the daily open, it's gonna come back down. So I got stopped out once. I went short again, 3,000 shares, and I was able to cover 1,000 shares at 22.95, which was L4. As you can see in the SPCE, it didn't bounce. It kept going down to L5. Over here, it did bounce, right? So I did cover a little bit. You see 22.96, 500. I did cover 22.97, and then the rest 23.06. So a little bit disappointed of that stop too. I would have loved to let it go all the way down to 22.94. Yes, it did pull back up, but L4 was a really really good spot to cover. That's what I would have liked to do. And then last short of the day, I'm like, dude, I'm done. I went up from 2,400 to 1,700 to 2,000 to 20 whatever, 2,200. I'm like, okay, let's take one more trade in Neo. Let's take a previous day close trade. So I went short in IO 44.43 and covered 45.25. So leaving more money on the table too. So not the best trade either. Went short around here, 58, 43, and kind of retested the previous day close where I saw the weakness in all of them, and then I just covered here. Maybe I was thinking that hey, maybe it's going to hold and come back up because the XPEB 5-minute 90 MA was far away and PLTR was trying to pull back a little bit, but hey, eventually it did come down. So I also left on the table one nice like 360, I guess like $300 or so. And then I was like done. I'm like, dude, fuck it. Didn't seem the best. Yeah, so you know, a little bit disappointed too because AMD was an amazing trade. I didn't take it. So I was already in PLTR, but this was a fantastic opportunity that I missed. Fantastic. I mean, this thing comes down, comes up. I could have shorted it here, honestly, for the daily open breakdown. Didn't do it, but then this thing, it retested here. You can see kind of like this inverted hammer, and then this is the moment where I should have just shorted again. It looked absolutely beautiful. As you can see here, it came down and retested the 90 MA and view up on the 5-minute chart. Cannot get above the daily open, and then this huge breakdown. And that is the moment where I really just wanted to call it a day. Again, I'm not feeling the best. And yeah, disappointed with that trade because I would have taken a nice 2,000 shares in this trade. Would have been at least a $1,400, $1,500 winner, or at least $1,000 winner. So yeah, I mean today it's the best day I've had in a while, I guess. But I'm tired of like fluctuating in this realm of, let's see, so 90 days. So we're going back to March. So yeah, I mean it's my best day since March 15th where I made $2,700. Right, my best day was March 5th where I made $3,300. So it's a little bit like want to break through a little bit more. I mean, I'm gonna start taking bigger share size again. Try to elevate my game now that I've recovered the money. And proven again that my strategies work and whatnot. So I'm fluctuating like I make $2,000 here, 2,300, 2,100, 1,800, 1,800, 2,000. I want to have a $4,000 day, a $5,000 day. Well, we're gonna work on it. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. So, gotta stay positive. Gotta stay put. And yeah, I mean, I hope this if anybody watches it, which is very few people, but whoever watches it, serve as a little bit of inspiration. That you can come back from losses. You can come back from hard times. You just need like your strategies. You need to believe in yourself, and you need good risk management and everything. My profit factor is only 134, which is okay. I mean, not okay. It's okay. It's okay. What can I say? I'm making a living. I'm making a living out of trading. So not a great living. Fucking New York City is expensive. I mean, if I don't make 80K, I basically don't don't almost survive between taxes and all that stuff. But I still have until November. I mean, at this rate, with 350 times 250, it's more or less $87,000 a year, which is, I guess, it's an okay salary. I mean, many places a good salary. Many people will be very happy with 90K a year. I'm not. I want much more than that. So especially because when you look around your peers, right, and the peers that are doing better than you, that can do much better than you, like you want to look. Here's the thing, okay? So if you're working at a fucking McDonald's, and you look around, and obviously everybody's making 50K, and you make 90K. Well, you're the fucking boss, right? I mean, you're on McDonald's in a restaurant or whatever. Where I used to work before as a server. If you're working and before I made like 40K a year, obviously working part time, a little bit more than 40K a year. Let's say 45K a year. And the person next to you is making 100K a year. You're like, wow, that's awesome, right? It's double than you, right? If it was performance based, obviously. But now I make 90K, and maybe a lot of people that are down there would be like, hey, that's good. But bro, there's people making out hundreds of thousands of dollars, So you're like literally at the bottom of the pecking order. So That's where I feel I am still. I want to work myself up. And do better, do much better. So I put in more work, increase my size, and that's it. I mean, it's you know, let's see. Like for example, November. I mean, my percentages. I'm half the times right, half the time wrong. So I'm not putting in the best numbers. And you know, July. I don't know what my profit factor is for July. 150. It's good. This is where Jack Schrager says you start to be good. That's when 150. Before March, March and April 5th, before I started my drawdown, I was 160, right? So hopefully getting back to that. June, I did have a little bit of a higher profit factor in June, 172. So made it $11,000, 1172, average of 519 a day. I even had more losing trades than winning trades. So two only. It's only two trades, but still two trades. So, the profit factor 172, that's what we want to get back to, right? March was my best month. It was 162. This is funny, right? Because I had my best month, made $19,000, but my profit factor was less. That means that I still have to do better. I still have to do better. That means that I still had big losses here, right? 1 to 1, right? As you can see here, 1 to 1. In June, you see, it was a little bit better. 180, $1,800 to $13,700. So average winning trade double. 448, not double, but much better. So in July, how are we doing in July? Average winning trade bigger, but average losing trade also bigger, and that's also due to the fact that I had this bad day where I almost lost like 4K, and then I came back, and you know read another story. So yeah, that's my recap, long recap, but just wanted to give a little bit of perspective of what's been for the past couple of months that I haven't posted a video. I wanted to prove I just had to lock myself in, and not that YouTube is a distraction. Nobody watches my fucking videos. Pretty much, I have 5, 6 people, 3 people. I mean, I'm not doing much to really improve. I'm not putting my face on it or anything like that. But yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Whoever watches it, yeah, I'm gonna come back and post. I guess I'm gonna post every day. A recap. That's gonna be. I'll probably do that. So yeah, have a good day.